Da, 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 da. Aloha and good rising interdimensional friends. Thank you so much for joining in once again for another one of our inspirational team meditations. Thank you for bringing your energy to the forefront. Thank you for joining us in this moment. Thank you for being a part of the team. For those of you who are joining right in this moment, huge bonus points for you. For those of you who are listening to this at any point in the future, equally big bonus points to you. So, as per usual, my name is Brendan, Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon, welcoming you to another one of our meditations that we do Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who have been joining in, for those of you who are new, this is an opportunity for us to be able to come together as a team, for us to be able to create this sacred digital space, for us to be able to move into our week with intentions and inspiration. So again, as we're getting here, just begin by listening to your body. Just begin by bringing a bit of movement to your body. Bring some gentle stretches to your body. We're just going to take an extra few moments here as people just get situated. People are going to be joining over the next few moments. But as we're here, we're just going to kind of casually allow ourselves to get ready. So just imagine yourselves just kind of like walking into our cute little dojo and just kind of like seeing everyone like arriving at the studio, and you're like, oh, good morning, good rising, good to see you here again. How's it going, team? So at this point, you can just kind of like begin visualizing to say hello to everybody who is here, who is joining in. Aloha to everyone. Lewis, good to see you. Wizbold, good to see you. Blake, good to see you. Tau Center Sydney, Frank, anybody else, so much. For those of you on YouTube as well, I'll pull up the comments so I can see all of your beautiful avatar names on all platforms. And again, as we're here, just begin listening to your body. Bring some movement into your body. Begin just connecting with your breath. Straighten up your spine. What does your body need right now? Again, with a lot of this practice, what we do, this is really an opportunity for us to be able to practice getting in tune with our body, to practice listening to our body. And so at this point, first thing in the morning, as we just simply begin by stretching in a way that works for you, we're just helping like open up like the blood vessels, open up the energy channels, allow more oxygen into our lungs, allow more awareness to enter into our space. So as we're moving into the next part of our meditation, just inviting you to begin massaging your body wherever you feel called to massage. And again, for those of you who've been joining in on the regular, like you're getting into this habit where you're just like, whoa, like I know what it feels like to start my day with a little bit of mindfulness and a little bit of massage and a little bit of like superhero energetic work. And then your body is naturally just going to like gravitate towards those habits. It's going to become a routine. It's going to become, again, second nature. It's going to become something as simple, like as common as any other health and wellness practice that you would normally do, such as, like eating food and taking a shower and, just like getting sleep and everything like that. Like these things that we're doing, they may seem simple. And I think, again, in many cases, people would just be like, oh, they're so simple, they're not worth my time, right? But at the same time, their simpleness is what makes them so effective. So as we're just getting ready here, for more people who are joining in, begin by massaging your body wherever you feel called to massage. So you can massage your hands. And again, how's everyone doing? Starting our week with intention. And again, that's such a powerful thing, just be able to spend a little bit of time this week practicing some mindfulness practices, tuning our instrument to be able to practice visualizing and feeling what we want our week to be. And then again, just from there, another opportunity for us to be able to connect as a team. So as we're just massaging our body here, we're going to massage all the way down from kind of our upper torso or chest, all the way eventually down into our feet. So again, wherever you're massaging yourself, just kind of using this as an opportunity to send gratitude to that part of yourself. So even just massaging, even just like the lower back, really get in there, use like the knuckles. You're probably getting good at that if you've been doing that enough at this point. So just finding those spots, straightening up your spine, begin connecting with your breath, relax your face. Nice soft exhales. Beautiful. Again, just kind of like treating your body as if you're your best friend, which you should be, right? It's something we work towards, right? Being a good friend for ourselves, being a beloved for ourselves. So if your friend came in and was like, hey dude, like I really need a massage or I really need to help meditate. Can you help me meditate? And you're like, yes, I can do that. And again, that's what we're doing that together. We're helping each other as friends. we're coming together as a team. So again, at this point, just massaging the lower half of the body. For those of you on Facebook and YouTube, just confirming that yes, I have appendages on the lower half of my body. So just massaging all the way down. And again, as part of the routine, for those of you who have been here before, again, you know what to expect, but there's always going to be something different. I'll always do my best to be able to like make you smile or something like that. That's an important part of the practice too, right? Starting our day off with a smile. That's actually really, really important. So again, as we're just massaging eventually all the way down to our feet, again, this is like quite simply like a very, very powerful opportunity for us to just be able to like welcome in this kind of like loving kindness awareness. Again, the simple way I kind of explain it is that this is a chance for us to kind of like practice like filling our cup with love. Like, what do you want to fill your cup with first thing in the morning? Do you want to fill it with like pessimism? Do you want to fill it with like doubt? Do you want to fill it with anger? Do you want to fill it with just like grumpiness and stuff like that? And again, and honestly, like if those are any of the emotions, then there's a lesson there. There's a reason they're there. But ideally, you know, we want to be able to even like use our morning meditation practice to be able to even meet any of those feelings that we may be feeling, and then to just be able to kind of like add a little bit of a balance, add a little bit more of what we want to our cup, to be able to add some mindfulness, some gratitude, some intention, some love, some awareness. So as we're just massaging our feet right now, massaging our feet, do you guys, who here likes it when I put my feet up to the camera? Probably not too many people. Like, duh, stop it, Brendan. No, get your feet away from the camera. What's wrong with feet? You guys got a problem with feet? Do you know how grateful I am for my feet? As should you be. So again, as you're massaging your feet, literally like getting right into the bottom of the feet, like dig your fingers and really dig deep. Because again, for those of you who just aren't familiar, and when we always do this practice, we're always keeping in mind that it's going to be like new people tuning in, which is why we do it, right? Like every week we're introducing more people to like mindfulness practice, and we're like, hey, this can be fun. This is like how I level up as a superhero. This is how we grow as a team. When we massage our foot, again, that's where like the meridians come together. So when you massage like the bottom of your feet, you're actually massaging like your entire body, the entire energetic system of your body. So if you want to spend a little bit more time with your feet after this, absolutely go for it. So I'm just going to switch feet right here. Thank you again, everyone, to your comments. Again, when you guys leave comments, like I definitely, like, it helps me remember your names. So please feel free to leave a comment of gratitude and everything like that. And as we're just here, I just want to be able to invite us. What are you grateful for? Like 3 things this morning. What are you grateful for this morning? And even if you want to leave that in the chat in the next couple moments, just take a moment here, like even as you're massaging your foot. Just kind of breathe. What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? And you know, like sometimes I'll almost like take like a little bit of digging. It's like, oh, well, what am I? What am I grateful for? Okay, yeah, gotta think about that one. Gotta think hard about that one. And then sometimes it'll just be like super obvious, you know, be like, oh, I'm grateful for my breath. Oh, I'm grateful that I got to sleep in a bed. Oh, I'm grateful I got a roof above my head. Oh, I'm grateful I'm like pretty darn privileged. Oh, okay, yeah, that's some nice things. And I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for the opportunity to change, to grow. Like imagine how boring life would be if you were just like stuck with what you had. You know, it's just like, oh, like you're a bad person, and now you're gonna be a bad person for the rest of your life. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like again, you know, like as souls, like the universe wants us to grow. It wants us to expand. It wants us to ultimately transform. Transformation is a part of nature, right? So again, as we're just massaging a little bit higher up into our body, eventually we're going to massage into our neck, massage our face. So go ahead, leave some comments down in the chat if you guys want to do that just between your massages. What are you grateful for today? So what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for this space. I'm grateful for this sacred digital space. I'm grateful for this opportunity for us to be able to come together. I'm grateful for the technology that I have that allows me to create art. I'm grateful for like this entire body that allows me to like channel inspiration and to deliver messages. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my beloved. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for food in my fridge. I'm grateful for water. I'm grateful for beds and pillows and cool TV shows I get to watch at night. I'm grateful for all the people in the Instagram community, on the TikTok, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the internets. The internets. So again, just massaging your face here as we're just kind of reflecting. And again, as we're reflecting on gratitude, use this as an opportunity to just kind of like bring that awareness of gratitude into our body. Again, this may seem simple, but like seriously, like what we're doing here, we're basically like hacking the bioenergetic field. If that like makes it sound like it's like, oh, okay, fine, I guess I'll do it, right? It's just like, today we're gonna practice gratitude. Name 3 things they're grateful for, and people are just like, this is stupid. I'm not. This is like whatever, me. But if I were just like, today we're gonna hack our bioenergetic field, then people are just like, yeah, let's do it. Like let's hack our bioenergetic field, and that's what we're doing. And we're doing it with thoughts, and we're doing it with ideas, and we're doing it with physical massage, and we're doing it with awareness, and we're doing it with breath. So just begin massaging your face here. Breathe here, just bringing in that fresh oxygen. And as you breathe, thank you, Mr. Nolan. Mr. Nolan, one of our Patreon supporters, says, we are grateful for you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Nolan, and thank you, Jillian, as well, presuming maybe you're watching together, if that's the case. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Paper Druid. Thank you, Dusty Fuzzy. Thank you, anybody else on TikTok. Again, when you guys leave your comments, like I'll do my best to kind of like give shout outs. Thank you to One Love Free. Thank you to Stella. Thank you to Lily. Thank you to anybody else whose comments I haven't seen yet. So, all right, massaging the head. Ooh, give that head a good massage. Ooh, give that cranium. Ooh. So one thing that's kind of interesting, you know, like we think with our brain, right? Correct. But not fully correct. Did you know that we also think with our entire body? Like we literally have like kind of like neurons throughout other parts of our body. So that's something to kind of keep in mind with today as we kind of like switch up. We'll go into our mindfulness practice in a little bit. But again, just that idea of like incorporating intelligence with our entire body, to be able to like listen to the intelligence of our heart, to listen to the intelligence of our gut. Like our gut has neurons in it, right? It's really interesting. We think like, oh, I'm just a brain, but it's like, no, we're actually just this like very dynamic, like hyperdelic spaceship that communicates to each other beyond space and time. So again, just massaging each other here. You guys are doing great. Okay, scrub, massage. Love, pet. Okay, let's move into a little bit of EFT tapping. Shake it up a bit. Just shake it up. This is kind of in between shake. Get some big breaths going. Again, even when you just do some big inhales and exhales, on the inhales, breathe in kind of like fresh prana, breathe in fresh energy, and then on the exhale, you can imagine kind of like exhaling, kind of like almost like a dusty smoke. So when you kind of like exhale, visualize kind of like this like stagnant energy that maybe has served its purpose, but you can kind of like move it. So let's just take a couple breaths here and just kind of shake it up. Big breaths together. Inhale. Hold it for a second. Big exhale. We'll just do 2 more of those. Inhale. Visualize that smokiness leaving. A little bit of a sigh. Inhale, breathe in this like beautiful golden light. Yum. Exhale. Shake it up a bit. Beautiful, awesome. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Julian again. Good morning, Wizbold. Good morning, anybody tuning in. All right, okay, EFT tapping. Yeah, EFT tapping. So again, this is known as emotional frequency tapping. Just start tapping your body like this. You can tap on your face. You can kind of tap anywhere here. Again, this is what I'm talking about with like hacking our bioenergetic field. Again, this may sound like it's incredibly simple, but it's actually incredibly powerful. So let's focus on what affirmations we want for today. So this is where we're really going to start focusing on like, what do we want to start accomplishing this week, right? Like, what do you want this week to be like? And you don't have to like know in exact details, but like what are some traits that you want to be able to bring in? What are things that you can do for yourself that are going to help you kind of like continue to refine your habits, to level up, to become a healthier version of you, to take those steps towards your golden self, to connect with your heart, to be in a place of happiness, and then so you can share that happiness with others and share joy and inspiration. And that's how we change the world as well. So as we're doing this, let's focus on some mantras here together. Kind of use your own mantras. Again, for those of you who are new, just kind of jump right in. You guys are cool. It's cool. You can jump right in on this. So again, using the mantras here, we can use words like, I am empowered. I am balanced. I am loved. I am inspired. I am resilient. I am consistent. I am a dreamer awakening within the dream. I am writing down my dreams. Are you writing down your dreams yet? I am practicing intentional dream recall. You're practicing intentional dream recall? We got dream classes Thursday, by the way. I'll tell you more about it later. Keep tapping, keep tapping. I am being kind to myself. I am being kind to others. I am guided by the wisdom of the universe. I am the wisdom of the universe. I am love. I am compassion. I am patience. So again, just take a few more moments here. Speak any sort of affirmations. Even if you want to add them into the chat, you're more than welcome to. Again, this is just a chance for us to just be able to like have fun. Imagine this is like kind of like watching Barney when you were a kid first thing in the morning, but instead it's like meditation and mindfulness and practical things that are going to level us up in the game. I love you. You don't you do it, Brendan. Don't you dare sing that song. You the big head. Okay, keep tapping here. Just finish it off. Add your own words here. So speak from your heart. What do you want to bring into your body? What do you want to bring into your field? Like you can use that affirmation. Like I am. Just listen to your heart. Speak those words out loud. What do you want for yourself this week? I am motivated. I am flexible. I am awesome. I am so awesome. I'm just like an incredibly awesome person. Yeah, tell yourself that. You're so awesome. I think you're awesome. Yeah. And then wrap it up here. I am loving myself. Shake it up. Again, like that's a practice too. Like that's a practice. Again, I always just laugh at the idea of like me embarrassing myself when people tune in for the first time when they're just like they tune in right at the moment where I'm just like just like, huh. Okay. I don't care. I mean, I care what you guys think. So that's all right. Sometimes the world needs our weird. It does. It does. And I'd rather do something that looks a little bit funny, but if it's actually like making a difference, and hey, if it made you smile, then that's the most important thing. Or if it made you cringe and turn to another channel, then that's also fine too. All right. Excuse me. We are going to move into some mindfulness practice. So from here, for those of you who have been here before, I was just making sure that there weren't any other affirmations that were left in the chat that I wanted to be able to read on screen. Thank you, Zmaya Vortex, saying I've made their day. That's awesome. We were just getting started. Don't forget, we're all cute. Yes, you're all cute. I am cute. You are cute. Don't forget that. Thank you, Blake. Weird is so fun. Thank you, Jillian. Jillian's here. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So from here, let's move into a little bit of mindfulness practice, and then we'll get into our standing exercise, and then we'll get into a chakra practice exercise. We'll probably spend a little bit more time with the chakras today. So from here, for those of you who've been tuned in before, for those of you who may be new, what we're going to do here is we're really just going to practice kind of like bringing ourselves into that space, that place of mindfulness, that place of just kind of like relaxing the breath, just kind of like relaxing the brain waves, kind of like moving into technically what would be like more of like the alpha brain wave. For those of you who tuned in into the past, I think I was referring to the brain waves. I think I had them mixed up. So let me do my research and get back to you. But when we're in the kind of meditative state, technically that's more the alpha as well. So anyways, and then the delta is when you're like when you're like tired but you're not dreaming. And then the gamma is when you're kind of like awake but in flow state. And then the beta is when you're kind of like quick decision making process. It's really interesting once you study it. So you should study it because clearly I need to. I'm still learning too. Like, for goodness sakes, for anybody who thinks I'm like an expert, like, my goodness, I'm just a student just like you. But hey, that gives us a chance to learn and teach each other. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to practice some mindfulness meditation. And what I want you to do is be able to like really observe the power of like your will and your breath and your ability to invite yourself into the place of relaxation. And then from there, we're just going to practice kind of like visualizing visualizing our future, visualizing our week, laying down the tracks, setting our intention. It seems simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Inviting in kind of like energies that we want to be able to carry with us. So we'll do a little bit of like the be with me mantra. And then from there, we'll wrap it up, move into a little bit of standing exercise. We'll do a little bit more movement, dancing exercise today. And then from there, we'll go into the chakra practice meditation. And again, for everyone who's new here, this isn't just meditation. This is about building the team. So the other thing that I'll just mention real quick, this, and as we're just doing here, you can just start relaxing yourself. This Thursday is a dream class broadcast. So this is a broadcast where we talk specifically about dreams, lucid dreaming, astral projection. That's our team broadcast Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, leading members, our Patreon supporters, you guys can join in on air for that. That's like a super powerful discussion. We've had plenty of these. This is like our 27th episode of Dream Class so far. And also, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, also for leading members. So again, so for those of you who enjoy this, if you want to connect further, there's the option through our Patreon. When you sign up to my Patreon, which is the monthly contribution, you can join as a leading member. Today at 2 p.m. for our leading members, we have a collaborative work period. So this is a chance for us to be able to jump into the team chat. And I'm going to be there. It'll be like my virtual office hours, but I'll be working on stuff too. And so at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the team chat today, we're going to be working on some collaborative stuff. So like creating conscious media collaboratively together. So that's pretty cool. So again, if you're interested in joining the Patreon, either just send me a direct message or check the links in my profile, and you can find the Patreon through there. For those of you on Instagram, TikTok, for those of you on YouTube, Facebook, you'll find it there. So again, leading members, 2 p.m. today, collaborative work period. Let's do this. Let me know if you're going to be there. All right. From that said, let's practice dropping into this meditation. So follow my lead. Gently kind of like roll your shoulders, straighten your spine, relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyebrows. I can't relax my eyebrows. What's happening? There we go. Awesome. Thank you to our Patreon supporters as well. Julian, Mr. Nolan, anybody else here who signed up for the Patreon. Our newest Patreon supporters is Joe. I gotta double check. It is, yeah, it's Joanne, Mika, Kayla, and Kristen. Thank you to our new Patreon supporters. All right, okay, cool. Let's get into this mindfulness practice meditation. And if you hadn't yet, you can check out the the full moon broadcast that we did last week too. That was really fun. Okay, so for those of you who've been here before, I want you to really observe like how quick can you kind of like practice dropping into this space. So relax your shoulders, straighten up your spine, close your eyes, follow my lead. Gently begin soft inhales through the nose or the mouth. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Gentle inhales. Gentle exhales. And as we breathe here, again, this is a form of us basically tapping into this very powerful innate technology within us. If you want to use that word, it's like spiritual technology. It's like plugging ourselves into this like hyper grid that's within us, that's within our imagination. A lot of people have forgotten that they can connect to this space. And so the way how you connect to it is by giving your body permission to relax, focusing inwards, bringing awareness to our breath, and then focusing our attention on specific ideas, directions. And so as we breathe here, just gently placing your hands even just on your lap, straighten up your spine, relax your face, and just observing how with each exhale the body just becomes more relaxed, beginning to become familiar with the sensation of this space, the feeling of this space, this calmness, this peace. It's like a little vacation. In this moment, I want you to do a little exercise here together where I want you to breathe in, but I want you to be really mindful of the inhale, and I want you to almost like taste it in the way where you acknowledge how delicious it is. Like, I want you to acknowledge how delicious your inhale is, as if you're like eating a piece of like delicious cake. So breathe in here as you focus on gratitude for your breath. So inhale. Yum, 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 yum. Soft exhale. Feel free to make that noise. I want you to make that noise. I want you to go num, 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 num. So inhale together here. Num, 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 num. It's so delicious. Yummy. Just do a couple more breaths here. And again, as you do this, what you're doing is they're actually creating a program where you begin associating the practice of being aware of your breath with actually something like enjoyable, something tasty. So in the same way, if I were to just be like, hey, do you want some cake? Your brain's like, yes, absolutely, I want cake. I know what it tastes like. And now as we do this, next time we'll be like, hey, do you want to sit down and slowly breathe? And you'll be like, yes, actually I do. That sounds delicious. I sure could go for a snack of breath right now. So even think about that. And throughout your day today, I really encourage you to, even if you want, set a timer. Set a timer for even like every hour or even every half hour. And let that be a prompt to just kind of take like 2 or 3 just really mindful breaths. So as you breathe here, just allow yourself to deepen your relationship with your breath. What is your relationship with your breath? Is your breath like something where you're just like, oh, I don't want to hang out with them. They're stupid. Or are you like, yeah, I'd love to hang out with my breath. Like, they make me feel like really nice and relaxed. I really enjoy being in the company of my breath. As simple as it sounds, it's actually one of the most powerful things. It's like a secret. It's like an Easter egg. A lot of people, it's hidden right in front of them and they just haven't realized. So create this opportunity as a chance for you to deepen your relationship. Really focus on gratitude for your breath. Fall in love with your breath. And even look forward to even like going and breathing outside when you get a chance today. Delicious. So as you breathe here, giving your nervous system permission to relax, just observing like what this feels like for you, what this space feels like for you. And I want you to just kind of observe like this feeling when you're just kind of in that space where you're just like, you know what? I could probably stay here for a while. Like almost kind of like that same feeling of you kind of like sitting on a warm beach. You know that feeling, and you're just like sitting on a beach and the waves are rolling and maybe you can hear them now and the sun is shining. That feeling where you're just like, you know what? I could just stay here all day. Like why? Why do we feel that way? It's because it serves us. It's because physiologically our body's just like, this is good for me. I want to take this in. And so in that same way, what would happen if you associated that same feeling, the same joy and excitement you have when you go to the beach with literally just being in your own breath? Be like going to your inner beach, your little vacation on the inside of your mind. And you can do that. When you meditate, it's like literally like accessing an internal virtual reality, and you can go to these spaces and you can get better at it, and the graphics will increase the more you do it. This is an investment. You're literally investing in yourself right now, and you're like leveling up your computation ability, your processing ability. Your graphics are becoming more enhanced as you flex your imagination. So breathe here. And again, really allow yourself to focus on that emotional relation between your breath. When you think about breathing deeply, what do you think about? Do you think, that's stupid, I don't have time for that? Or do you think, that sounds delicious, I'd love to take a few nibbles of my breath? It sounds so funny. So breathe here. Gently put your hand on your heart. And just take a moment here to really just be grateful for your breath. I want you to speak to your breath in this moment, almost as if you're like speaking to it in a way where maybe like you acknowledge the fact that maybe you haven't really spoken to your breath in a while. So just kind of take a moment here, just like, hey, breath, I know it's been a while and maybe I haven't really been like hanging out with you or paying attention, but I'm here with you now. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for being a teacher, a tool, a friend, an ally. Thank you for helping recycle energy. Thank you for helping bring in energy. Thank you for allowing me to share my voice, to pump my heart, to wake me up each day. As you breathe in this energy, again, you're also breathing in both through your mouth, but you're also kind of like, if you want to think a little bit deeper, you're literally like breathing in through your energetic body, opening up these more awareness to these channels. And this is where you can kind of get into the idea of kind of like breathing in through the top of your head, breathing in this prana, this life force energy, and just feeling this connection with it. Because when you're in connection with your breath, you are in connection with the universe, with oneness, whatever you want to call it. And take a moment here to acknowledge that the rhythm of the breath is literally the breath of the universe. Expand, contract, up, down, in, out. The same rhythm exists inside of you. So when you connect with your breath, it is a portal for you to be able to connect with the heart of the universe. Let it be a reminder, let it fuel you, let it inspire you. So as we're here in this space, connecting with our breath, visualizing this white light just kind of filling our body, visualizing a white light from the center of your chest moving down through your arms to your fingers, visualizing this white light just kind of filling you up with love. This white light literally is just like this love filling your body. Imagine this white light moving all the way down to your toes, all the way up your neck, around the back of your head, your face, all the way to the top, just filling yourself up with love in this moment. And as we do this, we give our body permission to relax, we focus our attention. We're going to take the next few moments here in this practice just to begin focusing and bringing in our intentions for this week. What do we want this week to feel like? And really focus on the feelings. So throughout this week, you want this week to have a sense of excitement, have a sense of joy, happiness, gratitude. Call these emotions in. Call them in right now. And you can use the mantra, be with me. So you can literally say those words and say like, be with me, happiness. Be with me, excitement. Be with me, confidence, consistency. What will it feel like at the end of this week after you've continued to level up? And this week will undeniably have its own surprises, and maybe there will be a few little challenges along the way. That's expected. But perhaps you will meet those challenges differently. As you take this time to tune your instrument, to sharpen your sword, to clear the dust off the lens of your heart, may you see those challenges with a new perception. May you see them as an opportunity for you to practice mindfulness, where perhaps in the past you might have responded with a reaction and an impulse. Now, as you develop this gift of connecting with your breath, Perhaps when the challenges arise, you'll get curious. Oh, what is this teaching me? Oh, how did this come about? Oh, what can I learn from this? Oh. So bring the curiosity with you into the week as well. For any challenges, allow yourself to just kind of see them and to see them as a part of the journey, a part of the lesson, something that you too can have gratitude for, something that is there to help you show up, a little pop quiz within your lessons as a student. So what will it feel like by the end of this week when you look back and you're just like, wow, this was a good week? What will that look like to you? What does a good week consist of for you? What does that mean to you? Maybe it means just really loving yourself, taking time, connecting with nature, reading books, learning, having moderation, getting good sleep, writing down your dreams, getting some exercise, good food, really treating your body, helping kind of reprogram, release old habits, implement new habits, really showing up in this powerful way. Breathe here. So allow yourself to feel, what would it feel like by the end of this week when you just look back and you're just like, damn, that was a good week. It doesn't have to be perfect in order for it to be great. So feel that vibration. You are worthy, you are strong, you are powerful. You are a fractal of this beautiful universe, and you came here to learn and grow. And you're doing it. Use this sacred time in a very sacred way. Beautiful. So take a moment here again, just kind of connecting with that feeling of what it will feel like in a week, and even just taking a moment here to just kind of project a little bit further. What will it feel like in a month? What does the best version of yourself feel like, look like? Visualize that in your mind. Maybe you're exercising a little bit more. Maybe you're journaling a little bit more. Maybe you're being more mindful of your diet, not just your food diet, but your media diet. Maybe you're being more kind to yourself, to your friends, to your family. Spending time in nature, creating art, focusing on the things that bring you joy, and having the courage to face any obstacles with an open heart and an open mind. This is all within you. So as you take these moments here to really just be in this space, you can relax your hands. You're just bringing this into your field. You're just like creating the pathway. The feelings between where you are now and where you are going to. Imagine this like golden rope. And you're kind of following this golden rope that's laid out before you, and you can keep kind of holding on to it, moving forward one step at a time. And the universe is here to guide you along that path. The universe wants you to continue to grow. And remember, as you continue to work on yourself and awaken your consciousness, you literally anchor in these energies. You give permission for others to do the same. As you expand, the universe expands. So allow this week to be special for you. A chance to grow in new ways. A chance maybe to try new things. A chance to be more aware, to practice mindfulness. To really, really connect to yourself in some powerful ways and some gentle ways. Beautiful. Concluding this part of the meditation, you can just bring your hands to your heart again, just ending with gratitude. Gratitude for this moment, gratitude for the team, gratitude for the breath. Gratitude for really inviting in kind of again this archetypal energy of what it means to be a light guardian or a shifter. And again, that light guardian, those of us who hear the call to help shift consciousness through acts of creativity, compassion, and self-development. So by you just inviting in this intention. You're just inviting in like the strength of this very powerful archetype, this warrior spirit. You are strong enough. You are brave enough. You are courageous. You're resilient. Continue to let the momentum of the team build momentum within your own being. This is going to be an awesome week for you because you will choose to make it an awesome week. This is your will. Take a couple breaths here, concluding this part of the meditation with gratitude. Allow this vibration, allow this visualization, allow this feeling to kind of stay with you. Give it permission. Be like, okay, yeah, let's do this. It's going to be an awesome week. It's going to be an awesome day. Beautiful. Taking a moment here, just concluding, connecting with your breath, thanking yourself, thanking any guides, thanking your team, thanking the universe, thanking the past, the future, the present. And slowly, when you are ready, after having encoded this intention into your field, gently going to bring ourselves back to our physical body. Slowly wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and when you're ready, open your eyes and return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. Good job, everyone. Beautiful. Let's take a moment here, just kind of keep breathing. Take a drink of water if you need it. Good job, everyone. How did that feel? If you want to leave a quick comment in the chat, let me know how that felt. Again, I love the idea that, like, for those of us who've been kind of tuning into these broadcasts regularly, like, you're like literally leveling up your CPU. You're leveling up your like ability to kind of like visualize, to tap into these energies. And, you know, like maybe a month ago, maybe before you tuned into this broadcast, if I were to just be like, hey, sit down and do this, maybe you would have been like, I don't know, like I don't really feel like doing it, like convince me otherwise. Whereas like now, you're kind of like accessing the state where you're just like, like this is like, I can feel why this is helping me. I can feel how this is helping me. So again, like this is like a little bit, this is like everything that we just did, like you're a plant. You're a plant with emotions, right? That was like watering your plants. Very simple, very simple. So like, how often do we go without watering our plant? I mean, water our plant in different ways, but that practice, mindfulness, meditation, like that's a very powerful practice. And again, it just helps us kind of like process emotions, get clarity, tune our instrument, sharpen our swords. So awesome. Leave in the comments there. Jillian said, so great. Katrina said, awesome. Love, love, love you. Thank you, Katrina. Jillian said, it totally relaxes me. I get almost lightheaded and euphoric. It's beautiful. Yeah, again, if you do feel like a lightheadedness, like be aware of that, right? Like anything that I'm instructing you to, use your own discernment. If you feel there's a lightheaded, you know, take a break, sit down, drink some water, do any of that. Oh, we just lost one of the lights turned off there. That's all right. Blake said, I achieved a whole new level of calm. It was amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, see, that's really cool when you can like really acknowledge you're just like, whoa, like I feel so calm right now. Like again, like it's like I feel like I'm like sitting on a beach, like on a sunset, right? So very, very cool. So good job, everyone. Just take a moment here for the YouTube comments. If anybody does have any questions and everything like that, please feel free to stick around. So what we're going to do, we're going to move into our next practice of meditation, and then we'll hang around for a little bit more. So for those of you on all platforms, I'll restart the Instagram broadcast. We'll finish this off at the top of the hour, and then from there we'll move into just like a little bit of Q&A, just hanging out, and then I'll have to jump off to do some post-production work, and then at 2 p.m., again, at 2 p.m. for leading members, we'll do the chakra practice meditation. So I think, I know some people want to do the laughter practice meditation, so you guys want to do a quick round of laughter yoga real quick before we stand up, and then we'll just do a quick stand-up session, and then we'll go into a chakra practice meditation. So laughter yoga, let's do some laughter yoga. Yuck, 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 yuck. I want you to make like the weirdest laugh possible today. So for those of you who may be new, what we're going to be doing here, we're going to take a deep inhale, exhale, and then on the inhale again, we're going to focus on the exhale, and it's going to sound like this. It's going to sound ha, 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 ha. And then like that noise is eventually gonna cascade into a laugh. It's gonna go ha 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 ha, oh ho 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 ho. And then from there, you ride that for about like 30 seconds. You get a nice ab workout out of it. And again, this is kind of like bringing in that energy of joy and laughter and just kind of like happiness and everything like that. So let's fill ourselves up with a little bit of joy and laughter. We're just going to do one round of this that way so we can move into our standing routine. But again, for those of you who've been here before, please, like I want to hear your feedback if you're doing the laughter yoga like outside these broadcasts. I want to hear how that goes for you. So all right, follow my lead. For those of you here for the first time, just kind of follow along and feel free to just kind of like let the laughter just kind of like osmosisly, that's not the right word, through osmosis, you'll like start laughing. All right, straighten up your spine, connect with our breath. Deep inhale, exhale together. Deep inhale, big exhale. Deep inhale through the mouth. Focus on the exhale. Ha, 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 ha. Breathe. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Give your cheeks a little squeeze. Your cute little cheeks. Look how cute they are. Cute. Good job, everyone. All right. Felt good. All right. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's move into our standing meditation practice for now. So let's just stand up for a little bit, and then with 10 minutes left, we'll go into our chakra practice meditation. So for those of you who are joining in just at this moment, totally cool for you to just join in. Again, if you're here early, you can experience a full meditation. And again, it's Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So again, let's bring a little bit of movement into our body. Oh, just start moving your body, shake it up a bit. Oh, twist, twist, twist. This is actually a Qigong practice when you do this. It's like simple twist. Oh, so just begin listening to your body here. You can just add some gentle stretches. All right, let's do a little bit of some inhale, exhale, and just kind of release. We're gonna go, and you're gonna shake it up. And again, when you do this like literally helps like clear energy that we kind of like hold in our roots. So again, basically follow my lead. Do a big inhale and go inhale, and then exhale, go. Shake it up a bit. Good. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale together. Shake it up. One more time. Inhale. Good. That feels good. Now you're awake. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. From here, let's just do a little quick little dance. You only got 1 minute to dance. 1 minute to dance. Make it the best dance of your life. I like the idea of imagining like some of you like now that we've been kind of like doing this for a while, for those of you who've been tuning in, some of you are like actually starting to get like better at kind of just being like, okay, dance mode, activate. Whereas like before, it might kind of be like the egoic mind is like, I don't know how to do that. But for those of you who are new, you can imagine kind of like dancing like water. Imagine like a ball of water in your hand and visualize just kind of moving that around right now. So again, this is part of the meditation. This in itself is just like pure, just kind of like raw mindfulness in the moment. Just be present in the moment. Feel the moment. And as you do this, you can just kind of like bring in this kind of like light guardian energy, this kind of archetype, this like strength, this power, this warrior spirit. Bringing in movements for you that just kind of like activate this energy and just kind of bring awareness to your breath, bring awareness to your body, add some depth into your knees. Ooh, feeling good. 20 seconds, dance, 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 throw it down. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. You can even go like extra slow. Breathing here, feel that same relaxation you felt when you were just doing the breath exercise a few moments ago. 10 more seconds, finish it off here. You are an elemental bender. You are the weaver of words and spirit and energy. 5 seconds, bring it into a close. Good, good, good. Let's do a little chi pump exercise. A little bit of a stance in your knees. Hands just kind of at your hips. And then from here, we're going to do a deep inhale. We're going to go inhale. And then the exhale is going to sound like we're like stoking the fire. We're going to go. Do that 3 times. Inhale. 2 more times. Inhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Good. All right. And we'll do our dragon roar real quick, and then we'll go into a chakra practice. Dragon roar, kind of stand as if you're going to like kick a soccer ball, create a little bit of a stance to it, so you're going to like run into this. Dragon roar, use this as a chance to kind of like release any sort of sacred rage. Like this is actually so powerful to like know how to be able to like release rage and anger and just kind of move that energy. Imagine this like gray smoke kind of leaving you. We're going to lean into it. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, roar, roar. And as we do this, roar as loud as you want, or even kind of tone it down, like so you don't wake up your neighbors and stuff. And then from here, just kind of like honor any frustration, anger, rage, and also kind of do it as like a warrior cry. Bring in this energy of this like sacred light guardian. You are a warrior. You are a guardian. You are strong. You are here to shift paradigms. You are here to transform and level up. Deep inhale together. Inhale. 2 more times. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. Release. Come back to standing. Bring yourself into that stillness. Just kind of feel what you need to feel in this moment. Breathe. If you feel lightheaded, get some water. We'll sit down in a second. Breathe here. You notice, like even just now, like your body's just kind of like the energy, you can feel it more. You're probably feeling like heat in your body. Oh, shake it up if you need to. Beautiful. All right, bring yourself back down to seated. And then we will do our chakra practice meditation. So, okay, let's finish off with the chakra practice meditation. We don't got too much time for this, but again, we'll stick around for some Q&A afterwards. So we're just going to do a quick round of this. So again, chakra practice meditation, this is about being able to use the mantras that help us kind of like spin these energetic discs, these chakras. These chakras are like portals that receive information from beyond the present moment. This is about being able to balance them and being able to kind of like bring awareness to the virtues, kind of like cultivate more mindfulness to be able to awaken our consciousness. So we're going to kind of work through each one. Follow my lead. Brow chakra. This is a virtue of serenity, like peace, oneness, connection with all beings. The sound is E. Follow my lead. Inhale. E. Throat chakra, justness, timing, good intention with all beings. Inhale. The sound is A. Heart chakra, compassion, kindness for all beings. The sound is O. Pulmonary chakra, connection, gratitude with our ancestors. Call in the support of your ancestors. Your ancestors are with you in this moment. They are proud of you. The sound is Ah. Inhale. You can close your eyes if you're familiar with this and really focus on the sensation. Sacral, temperance, willpower, cultivating temperance. How are you going to cultivate temperance today? You've already been doing it simply by being here for this practice. Continue to carry this momentum. You're going to find temperance within your work habits, within your exercise, within your diet, within your sleep, within your dream practices. The sound is U. Temperance. Inhale. Solar chakra, cultivation of our sexual energy. Again, if you're not already yet, highly encourage you to practice bringing more awareness to the importance of the cultivation of sexual energy. For the males and females, we have this both in our testes and our ovaries. This energy moves as vital energy that moves throughout the rest of our body. It helps strengthen the other chakras, our aura, our energetic field, our physical body. The sound is M. Deep inhale. Root chakra, patience, connection with the roots below, branches above. Patience. Nature is patient, as are you. The sound is S. Sizzling of the snake, sizzling of the fire, rising of the fire, sizzling of the fire, rising of the snake, sizzling of the snake too. So the sound is S. Inhale. You're gonna go through it one more time. With this time, I want you to kind of add a bit of a sing-songiness to it. So I want you to kind of do this where it kind of like feels as if it's like kind of like a song that you're singing. So add a little bit of tonation, fluctuate it a bit in a way that makes sense for you. So follow my lead. Inhale, and we're gonna kind of do it through like one to the other. So inhale, E. A. O. Ah. You. M. S. This one's a little bit harder. It doesn't really work for the S one the same way. Cool. All right. Okay. Take a moment here. Just kind of close your eyes. Again, if you feel called to, I really encourage you to do these practices more often. Spend like 10 minutes with each chakra if you want. Create that routine where you can kind of go through. You're like, okay, I'm going to do like 5 rounds of E, A, O, Ah, U, S. And then just kind of like allow that to be your meditation, allow that to be your focal point. Again, if you need additional instructions with this, I do have a visual cheat sheet I can send you. I also have a video I can send you with more information on it. So please feel free to let me know. Finishing this practice with gratitude, close your eyes here. Just observe your body, visualizing these rainbow energies moving through your energetic field right now. Beautiful, beautiful. You've now just cultivated more awareness, filled your cup with love, filled your cup with light. Bring this courage with you into the rest of your day, strengthening your aura. May you move through your day with more momentum, more consistency, continue to make beautiful music, more awareness. Awesome. And just finish this practice off with gratitude. Put your hands on your heart. Gratitude for your breath. Gratitude for the team. Gratitude for yourself. Gratitude to this opportunity. Beautiful. Awesome. Namaste. Namaste awesome. All right, so with that said, we're going to wrap up the meditation portion of this broadcast on all platform, well, on Instagram, and then I'm going to restart the broadcast on Instagram. And then we're going to stick around for a little bit. So anybody here on YouTube and Facebook, stick around for a little bit. We'll do some little like Q&A, just kind of connect further as a team. Again, reminder, this Thursday, we have our Dream Class broadcast. So if you want to like join in as a Patreon supporter, now is a great time to do it. And then you can join our dream discussion on air. Anybody else, you can watch online. Patreon links in my profile. You can check out the Quest item shop where you can get Light Guardian crystals, shift buttons, cool t-shirts, lots of other stuff. Please feel free to invite one friend to be able to join into these broadcasts. Again, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, thank you so much. The Light Guardian within me sees and honors the Light Guardian within you. So thank you for being all you are and doing all that you do. Stick around for the Q&A. We'll be back in a minute. Much love. All right. Okay. So again, just wrapping up the Instagram broadcast. Now I'm literally just gonna restart it again. Da, 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 da. And we're back. And we're back. Ta-da! Okay, cool. All right, so good job, everyone. So please go ahead. You guys can leave your comments of gratitude in the chat. If there are any sort of particular questions, I'll do my best just to be able to answer them, and we can answer them as a team together. Again, for those of you on Facebook, if you're leaving comments on Facebook, I can't see your comments right now, but if you jump over to YouTube, I can see your comments. So for those of you on Facebook, I encourage you to watch on YouTube more so than Facebook. So again, that was awesome. So if this was your first time here, go ahead and drop a 333 in the chat. Like, if for those of you on TikTok, for example, like, again, like part of the tactic behind doing this, part of my job right now, which you guys are helping make possible, is like doing these meditations and then like creating awesome content like for TikTok and Instagram and anywhere, and then like using the content as a branch that we send out that helps more people connect to the content we're creating, and essentially invites them back to these meditations, invites them to the team, invites them more into this mindfulness practice. Again, like part of my goal is like helping shift consciousness. And how do we shift consciousness? By like helping instruct people, by teaching them, by holding space for them to be able to learn more about their own mind, to learn more about their own consciousness, to awaken their own consciousness. So that's what we do. So like later today, I'm going to be working on like funny videos and stuff like that. But those funny videos, in addition to being inspirational, they're also like invites to invite more people back in. So for those of you who may be new, thank you so much for joining. Kelly, thank you for joining. Broseph, thank you for joining. Anybody else on TikTok, again, thank you for joining. Spiritual Senpai, good morning or good evening, wherever you're tuned in from. Again, we just got done our like full meditation. If you're looking for the recording for that, it is on YouTube. So the link's through my profile. Just click the link for team meditations. So again, please feel free to leave any comments of gratitude. There's still like, I don't know, maybe like a dozen, maybe 20 of us tuned in right now. So yeah, we'll just hang around for a bit, and if there are any questions, I'll do my best just to be able to answer them, and then we'll wrap it up, and then I'll be on my way. So Broseph is asking what is the necklace. So the necklace, this is a light guardian crystal. This is in my item shop, so I hand make these. So it's like a crystal made with polymer clay and infused with magic. So if you're interested in that, click my profile link, and then you'll see the link for the Quest item shop. So thank you for asking, and thank you for saying that it looks really interesting. Like I put it, these are actually like very, very sacred. These are like basically like mini Excaliburs. That's like symbolically what they represent. They're like little Excaliburs. So honestly, for everybody here, for all the regulars, like I want everyone here to be able to like get their own light guardian crystal eventually. So for the Patreon supporters, you guys get the discount. So keep that in mind, that you get the discount for the light guardian crystals. All right, okay. Spiritual Senpai watching from London, awesome. And I'm broadcasting from London, Ontario, from London to London. So, and I'm half British, by the way, for those of you who care. I don't know, like as if that matters. I'll do my entire broadcast with a British accent. I don't even have a British accent. Or do I? It's in my DNA somewhere. So, all right. Megan, thank you so much for joining in. Megan says from earlier, and I saw your comment, Megan, earlier. I just wanted to be able to save it for now. My throat well in this connection hurts. Is that weird? I'll be joining some sessions. When first ever did it, my monkey brain always got in the way, but I've been learning, and this time I actually invited in, and wow, that was some energy, so calming. Thank you. Oh, beautiful, Megan. I'm happy to hear. One Love Free, thank you for joining us once again. One Love Free is rocking it on the TikTok. Good job, brother. So Megan, just an idea with like your throat hurting. I mean, without even having to kind of like assume it's like anything spiritual, like honestly, Megan, like I would just like, you know, make sure that your room is cleaned. Like, and I'm not like saying this in a patronizing way. I just know that for me, sometimes if I wake up and my throat hurts, it's usually just dust particles. Like it's usually like my bed sheets need to be washed or something like that. So Megan, honestly, before even saying like, oh, your throat chakra needs to be unblocked and you have to like go see, you know, some sort of shaman to get some sort of healing from a past karma or something like that. Honestly, I would just say like make sure that your space is like literally clean enough so you're not inhaling like dust particles, and then that's usually like the most common case for a throat sore. So for a sore throat. So Megan, that would be my obvious suggestion. So that's just kind of, again, just kind of approaching it from the practical side. So drink some warm water. Gargle some salt, gargle like table salt. Don't swallow it, obviously. Gargle it, spit it out. That can be good for even just disinfectant. If there is like some sort of like, just like foreign something in your throat, that can be good just for help clearing it. It can also be helping good for preventing infections as well. So, and get some like lemon tea. So yeah, just some warm water. For anybody who has a sore throat, and it's allergy season right now. Like yesterday, my throat was a little bit sore, but that's because it's allergy season, right? So just be aware of that. And again, sometimes when like that's part of what being mindful is aware is just being aware of kind of like our body will tell us something, and then it's like, oh, like what's actually happening right now, and be like, oh my god, like my throat feels a little bit sore. What is it telling me? Oh, it's actually telling me that I need to clean my room and drink some tea or something like that. So your body is very intelligent. We just have to be able to listen to it a little bit more. Cleaning is very important. Yeah, and again, like the practice of cleaning can be approached as a meditation, right? Like cleaning, like that's where like for me, like this new space that I'm in. So again, this is like the new studio apartment that I'll be broadcasting from more regularly now. Again, like for me, like I create this space where it's like basically like a temple, and that's where you get into the idea of like altars. Like how many people here have an altar? Like an altar is basically like something where you can kind of like put some decorations, maybe some crystals. I got pine cones and stuff. I got a few altars in here. And again, the altars are a way to be able to help create like a powerful place that helps evoke like symbols that can spark like ideas. So you can have like a picture on your altar that really means something to you, and then you see it and you're like, oh, that really reminds me of how much I care about so and so. Or you see like a certain crystal and you're like, oh, this crystal is encoded with like my ability to be able to like find balance. Okay, and when you see that, it activates it. So this is where, you know, you start getting into the idea of like crystals and stuff like that. You know, certain people, like everyone's gonna kind of have their own approach to it and stuff like that. I've never really been one for the idea that like, you know, like certain crystals actually are like super specific for certain things. Like maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe some are more conducive, because it's kind of weird, right? This is kind of like, do crystals almost have like different like properties? It's almost like different like vitamin minerals in the same way vegetables do. So it's like in the same way some vegetables are going to help with like certain parts of your body, certain organs, certain crystals can help with that. Like that's my best guess. But even still, even like beyond that concept, the way how I've always seen it with crystals is that like the crystals basically work in a way where like you encode them with an intention, and then the crystals serve as a symbol, and then that symbol is reflected back to you when you visually acknowledge it. So say if you like have a crystal, you know, like say for me, so like my light guardian crystal, for me, this kind of like reminds me of like my purpose, my promise to like Mother Earth, to Gaia, to be able to help assist with the shift in consciousness, so to speak. And so like when I wear this is like, I can't wear this without kind of like being in that energy. That's kind of like what it represents. It's kind of, again, it's kind of calling in that power. And we do this all the time and we just don't really think about it. So that's again where it's like, it's not even so much the crystal as much as it is a crystal serving as a symbol which activates an idea in your mind, and it's actually the idea that holds the power. So that's where, again, you know, what you could use a crystal for could also be done with any object. It can be done with any talisman. It just depends on your relationship with it. But again, then there's like the whole idea that like crystals actually do have like other properties that are very interesting, because the crystals are basically like frozen light. Like the reason why I think crystals are fascinating is just because they're so old. Like how old is this crystal, right? Like how old is this crystal, right? Like it's some of the crystals are thousands of years old. So it's like a piece of history, and the idea that it's like literally like frozen light just blows my mind, right? So, and are crystals actually a living organism? You know, some people will say absolutely, yes they are. They just kind of exist in a frequency that's a little bit different from us, but absolutely they exist. Like there's a consciousness to the crystals, so it's very interesting. Again, crystals is kind of one of those things where it's like, if you feel called to, you can explore it. You can explore it further on your own. You know, you can try sleeping with some under your pillow. You can try holding them while meditating. You may find that it helps ground you a little bit more. But again, ultimately, when it comes to crystals, though, from my experience, I would just say, and again, anything I'm saying, you know, just take it with a grain of salt. I would say, like, don't get too caught up on the idea that you feel as if you need certain crystals in order to be able to like do certain things. You know, it's just like, oh no, like, I'm having nightmares. Like, I need an amethyst crystal to like put underneath my pillow. Like, I need that. Because when you do that, you're actually kind of like giving your power away. You're like kind of putting your power on external source. When again, if you approach it from the other perspective, it's basically the idea that like the crystal is a way that kind of like activates the power that's already inside of you. So the amethyst crystal might just be the idea that this will help with nightmares or something like that. And then if you can create like kind of like that same association without the crystal, then you're kind of like jumping the process. But again, they're useful. They're tools, right? It's tools. It's how you use it. And there's a variety of ways that you can use it. So Spiritual Senpai says, I find obsidian crystals to be one of the most powerful I connect to simply by touch. And again, that's the thing with crystals. Like, I acknowledge they're going to be different for everyone. And that's where, like, for those of us who are kind of more sensitive to energy, like I've noticed this too as well, where you kind of like, you can literally, have a table of crystals and you can literally like pick up certain ones and you can like feel them and they feel different. Like there's like an energetic signature to it that feels different. So that's where, again, if you're kind of like not fully like aware of these things and you just look at them, they're just like, oh, they're just rocks, right? But as your consciousness expands, you start seeing them in more detail. And that's where, again, for different people, they can be kind of like approached in different ways. But yeah, like different crystals, you can kind of have some on the table and be like, oh, okay, like this one has like a certain vibration and like, okay, but this vibration, like, oh, this one's really like, I really like this one. And it's a very intuitive thing, So again, like I don't really, like they're mysterious, and that's kind of like why I like them as well, right? So any thoughts on crystals? I guess we're just talking about crystals for a little bit. Katie was asking, could you talk a little bit more about your understanding of cultivating sexual energy? Yeah, absolutely, Katie. We can talk a little bit more about that. Megan says, I have lots of crystals. Agree with that statement. One Love says, yes, I have a few altars too. Megan says, clean my room will be what it is. Very informative, much appreciated. No problem. And honestly, like everyone, if you need to, like clean your space on the regular. Like cleaning your space on the regular is actually so important because again, like your physical location is a reflection of your mental state. So if you're just like, oh, I feel really good right now, but then your room is like so freaking messy, like you're actually like there's something a little bit off there. And maybe you've just been really busy. That's understandable too. But when you get the chance, like make sure that you're just like, okay, I'm going to make sure I clean my room because again, like cleaning your room is an act of self-love, right? So in the same way you would like, if you had a dog, like you would clean like the dog's cage or something like that. So clean your room, it's simple, but it affects the energy. It affects like kind of your ability to focus. And you really want to be able to create a space where like, it feels like it's easy for you to be able to access those like meditative Zen mindsets. And it's easier to do that when it just feels like very clean and reflective. And again, your space should literally be like a temple, So that's where, again, like when you have a space, have certain things placed around the space where it almost becomes like a walking meditation. When you walk into your room, what's the first thing you see? And when the first thing you should see should be something that like inspires you, something that reminds you of something important, And then you might like kind of look somewhere else and maybe there's something else placed somewhere and be like, oh, what does that remind me of? And then again, you can kind of create like a story. Whereas you kind of like walk through your house, you walk through your room, like certain things are kind of like activating certain ideas and it helps like kind of like anchor in a narrative. And that narrative should be one of like self-empowerment, self-development, like a cool like connection with like our ancestors or the world around us or just kind of inspiring us. Symbols are incredibly, incredibly important. So, okay. I'm just going through some of the comments here. Blake says, this is very interesting. I thought people were just drawn to them because they are like shiny. I mean, yeah, in a lot of ways they are, right? Like, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people, they're just like, wow, those crystals are beautiful, and they're just drawn to them. Like, honestly, like, I'm going to get to Katie's question in a second about the sexual energy. It's really interesting with crystals because I think, like, if you think of crystals, this is an idea that I've heard, which to me is actually quite fascinating just to even consider, is that crystals, the reason why we're actually drawn to crystals is because crystals are actually, like, a physical thing in this reality that is a reflection of higher dimensions. So it's like within these higher dimensional planes, crystals are actually almost like more present. So it's like you can kind of like, there'd be like crystal kingdoms or crystal castles or crystal mountains or something like crystal forests. Like, I don't know, I'm just making it up, right? But imagine. And so it's kind of like this idea that when we see crystals physically in this dimension, subconsciously, ultra consciously, we're attracted to them because we're just like, whoa, like this is actually reminding me of like a higher dimensional reality, of a higher dimensional truth. So that's something to keep in mind, where it's like the crystals that we see here physically are actually kind of like a 3D incarnation of something that is much more present in the higher dimensional spaces, in the higher dimensional realms. Like if you ever have like some sort of like super psychedelic experience, like or some sort of very vivid dream or a deep meditation, there are these experiences where you go and you kind of like end up in these like crystal realms, so to speak. So what do you guys think? Does that resonate with you? Again, why we're so naturally drawn to crystals? We're naturally drawn to crystals because crystals are like literally like higher dimensional consciousness, like in a 3D form. So that's where, again, when you work with the crystals, don't just, you can choose how you work with them, but I like the idea of thinking of them as like allies, you know, thinking the crystals almost have like their own identity, their consciousness to them. And this is an interesting thing. The crystals actually have like their own destiny. The crystals will actually have their own life path. So in the same way, like we're humans and we're just like, oh, this is our life path. We're going to connect with certain people. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. We're going to travel. We're going to grow. A crystal will actually have a life path where it'll be like, okay, like my life path as a crystal is to like align with certain people and then to work with them. And then this is where it's interesting with certain crystals, like people say this, where like the crystals will find you. And at the same time, the crystals will also leave you when it's the time to do so. Like how many people have had an experience like that where like, you know, they had a crystal and maybe they had it for a while and then one day it just like they lost it and they're just like, what? Like where did it go? Like I've lost a few crystals over the years. It's weird. Like you don't like either, I don't know, like they just like you lend it to a friend and they never give it back, or you just like somehow misplace it, or it falls out of your bag or something like that. It's kind of similar with the buttons. Like these buttons, the shift buttons, which again you can find at the item shop, like these have the Paradigm Shift Central website on them. We use these to give to people, and then oftentimes like I would have them on my backpack, and then every now and then it would just like jump off and it would like land somewhere on a bus, and then like someone else would find it, right? So it's like the crystals kind of have, again, like their own kind of path to it. It's very interesting. It's very fascinating. So again, like anything I'm saying, take it with a grain of salt, but encouraging you to just kind of like explore deeper the mystery of the crystals, the dark crystals. Crystals help harvest your essence. All right, okay. I see crystals as portals. That's a cool way to put it, spiritual senpai. All right, so again, if any of that resonates with you, go ahead, drop in 1111. So Katie was asking here, could you talk a little bit more about your understanding of cultivating sexual energy? So yeah, I'll do that in the next couple minutes. You guys like my Skeksis impersonation? Practice meditation. Harness your essence. All right. Okay, so I'm going to answer this and then we're going to wrap it up. Again, I can't spend all day here just because there's work. I have work to do. So, but this is work too. This is like me like at work right now. So it's awesome. I enjoy hanging out. And part of me would just want to like stay here all day, but that's all right. Okay. Katie was asking, could you talk a little bit more about your understanding of cultivating sexual energy? So this is a very, very important topic. It's something that I didn't really become aware of until, I don't know, like 10 years ago, give or take, something like that. So again, it's basically this idea that, you know, the sexual energy, what we acknowledge as sexual energy is literally like the energy that has the ability to create life. And like that in itself should be a little bit of an identifier where it's just like, whoa, that energy is really, really important. And so basically what happens is that like we have a couple options. We have the option to kind of like discharge that energy, and we do that through orgasm and ejaculation. And usually, like if we're doing it ideally, it's to literally create life, you know? It's literally to like create a vessel for a new soul to come in through. It's like a big bang in itself, you know, so to speak. Or we have the opportunity to cultivate it. And so when you cultivate it, this is basically, again, refraining from ejaculating and refraining from having orgasms. Again, for men and women, for men it's held in the testes, for women it's held in the ovaries. And basically what happens is that when you don't spill it, this energy, it builds like a charge. It kind of becomes builds like almost like a battery, like an energetic charge. And then this charge, it literally kind of like starts from the root, and it can move itself through the rest of the body. So obviously, like when you're cultivating sexual energy, again, for males and females, you will notice things like more willpower, like more ability to just kind of like get things done, more ability to just kind of like focus on tasks. You'll notice like a shift in just like your overall vitality, your health, your immune system as well. and just kind of like an overall just kind of like awareness. You just kind of like it literally, again, going back to the Skeksis thing from Dark Crystal, like that sexual energy is literally our life force energy. And so when you think about it, it's very interesting that, like, what's one of the most popular forms of media today? Pornography, right? And why? Well, because people haven't been educated, and if they're constantly just kind of like spilling their seed, spilling their cup, to say it that way, then they're throwing away their energy and they're preventing themselves from kind of like becoming more of who they are. And so for people who are constantly just kind of like doing this every single day, again, they're existing, they're still alive, but they're existing almost at a base level. They're just kind of like at a base level, and they don't really have like too much to really kind of like compare it to. But through your own experience, through your own practice, then basically, again, it is a way to be able to experience, first and foremost, what it's like to kind of like feel this energy in your body. And it'll be very subtle. But there are other ways that you can work with it through breath, where you can literally, this is like based on teachings by Mantak Chia. So this is like, again, this information, this is not new. This is like ancient stuff. There's a lot of stuff within the Eastern practices that talk about this. And basically, again, it's this visualization where you can kind of like, there's like a pump. It's like the perineum, the muscle. That's just kind of like the muscle that you squeeze when you're like holding back from urinating. So if you were to like start urinating and then stop, there's a muscle that you squeeze there. When you squeeze that muscle, it acts like a pump, and then that muscle can literally move this energy. You can visualize this, moving this energy kind of like up the spine, and then like down past like the forehead, down past the lips, down to the heart, and then like back into like the root, and then you kind of create a cycle. So you can do this where, again, it's just kind of like a way to visualize moving this energy. And so as you do this, like cultivating sexual energy, it one of the major things is that it will actually like help with your dream practices. Like even within a lot of the practices, people will say that like if you wish to like awaken your consciousness like within the dream state, it requires that you cultivate this energy. Like it's almost impossible to do it otherwise. So if you're, again, like if moving into like this Thursday, we have our dream class broadcast. This is a broadcast that we do as a team. It's our podcast, and it's all about talking about dreaming, lucid dreaming, astral projection, and things like that. So if you're interested in like wanting to like learn more, and not just learn, but to be able to experience more from these dream states, one of the ways to do this is by cultivating that energy, by saving that energy, and by moving that energy. And so even if you're just not doing any exercises, even if it's just there, you will notice a difference. Like I would encourage you to even try, like, okay, like do it, go through this process where you're literally like, spilling your cup like every day, twice a day, and then notice how productive you are during the week compared to cultivating it and then approaching your week and just being like, oh, I'm just gonna like get things done, focus. So again, when you cultivate it, it's a very powerful way to kind of be able to sharpen your temperance, your willpower, because naturally, like we as humans, we're drawn to things that fascinate us. We're drawn to things that pleasure us. That's why we love food. That's why we love entertainment. That's why we love sex in itself. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to kind of like shift our desire towards this desire of kind of like the overall well-being, the overall feeling of just kind of like just being very present and being in this place of just kind of like persistent joy and just mindfulness and service and showing up. And so again, like you kind of have a choice. Like, do you want to be able to just like do you want to be able to just, hey, let spirit be your guide. Thanks for joining in. I love you. You're so awesome. We did our meditation this morning. Now we're just kind of doing Q&A, and we're actually just talking. There's a question in the chat about the importance of cultivating sexual energy. So I'm just kind of informing people here who may be new to the idea. But again, within this practice, like, what was I saying exactly? There's something specific I was saying. But yeah, basically, again, like within this, like it is a very powerful way to become more of who you are, to be able to awaken your consciousness, to be able to show up in service. And this is what I'm going to say. We need to begin changing the association with our mind. So instead of being like, I'm just going to spill my cup, ejaculate, orgasm, and I'm going to experience that sensation. And that's, if we're not doing it consciously, then that's kind of like what we're drawn to. But when we're educated and we're informed, then we kind of have this choice where it's a responsibility that comes into play, where basically we can kind of choose. And we can kind of choose, Do I want, like 30 seconds of pleasure for myself, however long, it doesn't have to be 30 seconds of pleasure for myself? Or do I want to be able to like save that, say no to that, and actually be able to like move that energy into service so that I can show up and so that I can like refine myself, so that I can like kind of like develop my habits? Like what would you rather do? Would you rather have like 30 seconds of just kind of like that sensation, which you've had plenty of times before? Or would you like to be able to like develop new habits that are drastically going to change your life path over the course of the coming weeks and months and things like that? So it's this idea of basically like choosing the short-term fascination versus the long-term game. And this is where it's actually a very powerful way to be able to like observe our ability to use our willpower to shift our consciousness and to show up in a very altruistic way. I kind of like to visualize it where it's like, imagine you're like imagine you're kind of like walking down a hallway, like you're walking down a hallway in some sort of building, and then you're walking there and there's kind of like these like little like, you're walking there and then you see like a little candy on the ground, and this candy is like an orgasm. It tastes delicious, right? It's like the most delicious piece of candy, and then you see it there and you're just like, oh, candy, yeah, and you grab it and you're just like, yum, 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 oh, that was delicious. And then you walk back and then you just go back the way you came. What's actually possible here is that if you see that candy on the ground, you're just like, oh wow, okay, cool, but then you keep walking and then you see some more candy on the ground, you're like, oh, okay, cool, and then you keep walking, and then you go a little bit further and a little bit further, then eventually you get to this point where you turn the corner, and then around the corner basically you see this like pile of candy. It's something even like more delicious than you could have ever imagined. So again, it's kind of like this, what do you want? Do you want like short-term satisfaction, or do you want to be able to explore the mystery of what can happen when you cultivate this? And again, what can cultivate out of this is just like overall well-being, overall vitality. Like it physically like helps you. It helps you sleep better. It helps your like just like your organs, because again, that energy, it literally moves into the rest of your body, which is why it's so valuable. It's so sacred. It's so like jam-packed with energy. And so you can kind of start moving this body through your breath. It'll just help you become more aware. It'll help you strengthen your energetic field. Like honestly, like one of the most important things that we want to be able to do here within the practices that we do is to be able to strengthen our energetic field. Even in the idea of like, we're going back to the circumstances of the world right now. We have this idea of like the coronavirus. And I'm putting quotes on that because the word corona is actually very interesting. The word corona literally refers to like a circle of light around an object. So like the corona of the sun, the corona of the moon. So the corona literally also means aura. So right now, it's kind of like the universe, the collective, is basically like kind of like giving us an invitation to be able to say like, hey, like, do you want to strengthen your aura right now, or do you want to deplete it? And so even times, like a lot of times, like what we recognize as like physical ailments is often, and again, take this with a grain of salt, I'm not trying to say I'm a doctor or anything like that, but from my own experience, like, and my own understanding and research and study, is that like we are more susceptible to physical ailments when our energetic body is not as strong as it could be. So what we actually acknowledge as like physical ailments in our body actually begins from like the energetic field. And so if you can strengthen your energetic field by doing things like mindfulness, by doing things like meditation, connecting with nature, cultivating this energy, this will literally strengthen your field, which in turn strengthens your vital organs. It strengthens the energetic body, it strengthens the physical body, it strengthens the mental body, it strengthens the astral body. And then again, like that will just help increase like overall vitality. And again, that can help you with like cultivating your immune system and just help you just kind of like, even if you do get any sort of like virus, it'll help you fight it off better. So again, this is where like right now, one of the best investments we can make for ourselves is to strengthen our energetic field. And again, how do we do this? Through the chakra practice meditation, through eating good food, through spending, meaningful relationships with other people, through meditation, through connecting with nature, through getting good sleep, through cultivating that energy. So going back to Katie's question, why is this important? It's incredibly essential. Like if like honestly like I practice it. And again, the most important thing I'll say here before we just kind of wrap this up, and again, for anybody else who has any sort of like comments, and if this resonates with you, drop some 1111s, or if you want to add your own insight into this topic. This is a conversation. It's not just me talking. Like your insight. I'll read it on air. But again, what I was going to say is that, what was I going to say exactly? I just want to be able to pinpoint this. Sorry, just got like 5 things at once. But yeah, what I was going to say is that, like, opposed to just thinking that, cultivating your energy is good and spilling your cup is bad. It's not just that. Like, essentially what you want to do is you want to develop a healthy relationship with that energy. So that energy is very, very sacred, and it can be used in very powerful ways. Like, a lot of people aren't familiar with this, but like that sexual energy, like at the moment of orgasm, basically, like when you're doing that, you're basically kind of like opening up your chakras. You're like, this is my understanding at least, your chakras literally open. And then, so that's why, like, in the moment of orgasm, people talk about this, where they talk about, like, sex magic and things like that. Basically, it's a very powerful time to kind of like send out a signal of intention. So if you are like doing like, like sharing an orgasm either with yourself or with someone, that's a great time to be able to, like, in that moment, to really be able to like send out a powerful message, like love for all beings. So in the same way you're like loving yourself in that moment, opposed to it just being like a selfish thing, you can use that moment of orgasm when it's like sending out this creative energy and send out that intention of like love for all beings, peace for all beings, mindfulness for all beings. And then you can and this is where it gets advanced, and then you can kind of like breathe that energy back into you. So it's not just expelling, but then it kind of like comes back in. And that's the idea of onking and everything. But again, at the end of the day, it's about developing a healthy relationship with that energy. I'm not trying to say that, exploring that energy is bad, but just be aware that when you cultivate it, there are absolutely benefits. And obviously you want to be able to share that energy with certain people, and even to share it with yourself at certain times. Like, again, that can be very special. Like, again, I think the idea of being able to share it with yourself is a very powerful act of self-love. And that's where, like, again, when we kind of shift out of this just like, oh, this is just purely fascination, but when we approach it as like a ceremony, it can be a very powerful moment to be able to like literally like, share that love with yourself, to be in that space of love with yourself. So again, you can kind of have this opportunity to really shift the way you approach that energy, to really honor it as being very sacred, and to understand that in cultivating it, and just help increase like your overall vitality, your willpower. Like, I notice on the days, if I've like, spilled my cup, so to speak, usually like the day after, like it takes me almost like a day to kind of like recalibrate, to kind of like really get myself like back into like, okay, like they're like literally like I'll have to, like, after spilling it, because there's so much energy there for me, that's like, again, it's like an electrical battery. And when you have the spilling of the cup, it discharges the battery. And that's where, again, when you're sharing it with a partner, the discharge actually like synergizes, and it actually empowers both people. So that's where ideally you want to be doing it with a partner, but you absolutely, there are ways to still do it with yourself. Again, I'm not shaming that. It's all about the healthy relationship. But yeah, like, I know for myself, like, like if I've done it, then it's just like, okay, I gotta like refill my tank. I gotta like drink some smoothies. I gotta get some sunshine. Like, I gotta get some fresh air and stuff like that. But I definitely notice, like, having become more aware of that energy, that like, I know kind of like my high vibe state, like even just like right now, like it's like I'm fairly, just like present and everything like that. Like, if I were to just kind of like be making a habit where I was just like doing it every day or doing it every night, like I would be exhausted. Like, I would show up here and like I would just be like, hey guys, like, oh man, but like because I'm cultivating it, it just gives me the ability to, again, just like show up and be very present. So again, inviting you to just kind of do it in a way that's going to serve you, and do it in like an altruistic way. Like, what would you rather do? Would you rather like get that little bit of fascination for yourself, or would you rather like show up and like change your habits and like really invest in yourself in a way that's going to make an impact for like weeks to come, So all right, I'm just going to read some of the comments here. So Katie, Star Soul says, spot on. Thank you, Star Soul. Katie says, there is research being done where women's reproductive parts are looked at under a microscope during orgasms, and it looks like crystal caves. What? That's crazy, Katie. I've never heard that before. That makes sense, though. Kristen says, how interesting. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for joining as well. To become more of who we are. Yes, absolutely. So again, you look at the sacred esoteric texts, and they always talk about the importance of that energy. So, all right, team. Just reading more of the comments here. Thank you. Let spirit be your guide if you're still here. Happy birthday, Marin. That's awesome. Today is your birthday. Marinda Wolf. Awesome. Happy birthday. Yeah, corona equals crown as well. You're right. Coronavirus equals the virus which affects one's crown from which energy comes in through the body. Yeah. So again, you can kind of start when you start looking at like the whole situation of what's happening right now, and you start looking at it from that metaphysical level, you can actually see like kind of like what's actually happening right now. It's actually really, it's very, very metaphysical what's happening right now, where it's like literally, again, it's like people's coronas are being infected, not just by the virus, but by fear and things, and by, just like thinking that we're gonna like have to fight each other and stuff like that. It's crazy. So that's where, again, that's very important for us to just kind of like be in our own power right now, which is why we're doing this. Like me doing these meditations, this isn't just like, hey, let's just do this. This is like, yo, let's do something that's actually really important right now, individually, collectively, for us as a community and as a team. So spilling the cup means opening all your chakras as a team. Spilling the cup basically refers to like spilling your seed, spilling like your seminal fluid. That's what I use, but it can also refer to like the female orgasm as well. But yeah, like again, like like it's interesting to even just think about like how like at the moment of orgasm, when you think of like that intense sensation, like what if like suddenly you're just like, oh wait, like maybe it feels that way because like that's actually just kind of like there's like an energetic activation. There's like an activation within the chakras as well. Science doesn't tell us this. It just talks about the chemistry of it, but energetically, like I guarantee you, if you were to like look at the body with like a Carillion photography or an aura camera at a moment of like spilling the cup, like you probably see these like energy portals like super becoming active. So yeah, Brosov, if there's a question you have, Brosov, go ahead. I'm not sure if you had any more questions about that. But anyways, team, we're going to get close to wrapping this up soon. If there's any other comments of gratitude, please feel free to just leave that in the chat. I always enjoy just hanging out, and it's kind of fun like doing these meditations, but then just kind of like seeing what the conversation turns into afterwards. So again, if you've been tuned into this maybe before, maybe it's your first time, again, if you have not yet, really inviting you to be able to check out the Patreon. Again, when you do that, when you sign up onto the Patreon, again, with a monthly micro contribution, see that as a way for you to just kind of like be able to like, to just be like, yes, like I am getting value out of this. And when we do these meditations, again, I want you to be able to like do these meditations. And yeah, I'm doing them for free, but we're doing them because the community is supported. So even though it's for free, I want you to show up to these and like show up to them as if you're paying like, $10 per broadcast or something like that. And how would that feel? Right? So again, if you're in a position financially to support on Patreon, absolutely, please feel free to do that. We're currently at 138 Patreon supporters, working towards our goal of 150. So if you want to add your support on Patreon, the link's through my profile. And yeah, and you can get more perks and discounts. You can join as our leading members, which is our private membership, which allows you to join in for today. We have our work period today. Our collaborative work period on Conscious Media. We have our team broadcast this Thursday. We have our private membership chat. We also have discounts for the shop, private videos, and yeah, access to me as a conscious media creation coach. Lots of cool stuff. And again, even for those of you who aren't ready to sign up for the Patreon, you're still welcome to join our team chat. So we do have a team chat you can join. And again, for those of you on any platform, links in my info, or again, the link is in my bio. You click my bio, it goes to my link tree, and then it'll say like join the team chat. So again, any just like gratitude you guys want to share in the comments, I'll just read those off. So thank you so much for holding space on here so often. Thank you, Astroload Gal. Thank you, super appreciated. Thank you, Broseph Stalin, for tuning in for the first time. This was super interesting. Think I'll be joining in again. You're a great talker. Thank you, Broseph. Neurons are firing, so it's interesting. I was wondering if you watched Midnight Gospel. Yeah, I've been watching that. I got 2 episodes left in that. We'll have to talk more about Midnight Gospel another time. I was probably going to make some like TikTok videos about a lot of stuff. I got a lot, like, again, that's part of my work, right? Is making dope TikTok videos for everyone. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Awesome. So, all right, team, time for me to go make a smoothie. Just sending you with so much love. May you move through this day with just like momentum, awareness, gratitude. Keep cultivating that energy if you feel called. Keep just like moving through and helping yourself and helping others and leveling up. And again, please feel free to join our team chat. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube if you're not already yet. Make sure you can connect on Instagram. And yeah, be sure to check out our item shop. You can check out the item shop where you can get more cool gear, the t-shirts, the light iron crystals, the buttons, the Orlight 23 crystals, and of course you can join on the Patreon. So drop a 777 if you're planning on signing up for the Patreon eventually. If you wanna just share that in the chat. So, and for those of you who are already signed up, thank you again, Patreon supporters. And again, for anybody here, like it's all equally appreciated. Like I understand things are relative. So again, no worries if you're not able to sign up for the Patreon. Your support in all forms is equally appreciated. So please feel free to like share this broadcast with a friend and just carry this momentum with you. So that's the most important thing. So awesome. Blake's gonna sign up once they're able to. Thank you, Blake. Super appreciated. And again, for anybody else who is feeling called, Megan's going to sign up when they're ready to as well. Thank you, Megan. And thank you, Megan, for joining in today. I'm glad you were able to make it. So awesome. All right, team. Yeah, again, please feel free to join into the team chat if you want to do that. And yeah, we'll be having our collaborative work period today at 2 p.m. for leading members. So sweet. All right. Until next time, team, much love. Keep it shifty. And I will see you in the future. Keep on dancing. All right. Talk to you soon. Much love. All right. Thanks, TikTok. See you guys soon. All right. Thanks, Facebook. Thanks, YouTube. Love you guys. Have an awesome day.